Today we're going to finish off drawing the character we started last time. So let's lock our body layer and let's unhide our picture so we can draw the next piece. I'm going to make the body invisible so that I can make the front arm. So I'm going to make a new layer right on top of the body called front arm. And I'm going to use a rectangle for the arm, so I'm going to match the color that I had for the legs so that it's the same across all the body parts. Draw my rectangle. If you're doing this at the same time as last time, your stroke will still be 3. If this is a new session, your stroke will be back to what it was before, so I'm going to change mine back to the 3 that I did for the legs and the body so that all the outlines match. I'm going to go to my zoom tool, draw a box around my arm so I can work on that. Hold Alt where needed to make new points, and potentially go into outline so I can see things a little better. Once all the lines are there, go ahead and match the contours. Turn that back on and see that that looks pretty decent. So I'm going to go to the line tool for the arm and draw my pieces. Again, make sure that your Snap to Objects magnet is turned on. Once you've drawn your lines, go ahead and bend all of those to fit. Every now and then you'll have a stubborn point with the magnet on that doesn't want to go exactly where you want it to. You can turn the magnet off, put it right in the spot you want it to be in, and then turn the magnet back on. Because it's trying to snap to a specific place, and if that's not exactly where you want it, you'll need it off to place it in the right pixel location. Once your outline is finished, you'll notice that if we turn off the picture that there's nothing filled in. But if we tried to do the paint bucket, it's not going to work because we have a big hole. So instead I'm going to take my line tool, I'm going to close off that line temporarily. I'm going to turn the body back on so that I can match the color of the shirt from the body so that the arm and the body will match colors. Turn that back off so I can see when it fills in. Go to my paint bucket and fill in my arm. Once my arm's filled in, I'm going to take that line with the selection tool, press delete on the keyboard to erase it. And then we have our filled in arm without the line on the edge. When you turn the body back on with no picture, we'll see that it just blends right in because both of those colors are the same color. So I'm going to zoom back out to 100%, lock my front arm. I'm going to go make a back arm layer on the bottom. I'm going to use my zoom tool to zoom in on my back arm. and I'm going to hide my body so that I can see as much of the back arm as possible. A lot of it's cut out, so we're going to have to guess on where we think the points are. Since I'm currently on red, I'm going to go ahead and start with the sleeve. I'm going to draw a line here. I'm going to go into outline. Draw the rest of my lines here. This line's going to come down. So if we follow the contour of this line, it should come to about here where it matches up with that. So let's put that right about where we think it should be. We could even bend it if we think that would help to see about where we think it would go. Then I'm just going to connect those two lines, and I'm just going to bend it out. If we hide our front arm, we can see where it bends to. I'm going to turn outline off so that I can see if it fills in, and then that can be the sleeve part. Most of this will not be visible because it's behind the body, but in case it moves a little bit out whenever he's walking, we'll see some of this and we don't want that part cut out. So I'm going to go back to the line tool, go back to outline and finish my last couple lines. Now if I zoom back out, you'll see that the sleeve kind of goes over and extends past the arm on both sides, so I should probably do the same thing on this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend this point out a little bit, and then I'm going to make a new line from here to there. Erase the old line, so that should extend the red part. Then I'm just going to fix these points here to be about what I think the arm should be. I'm going to zoom back out to 100% and go to my paint bucket, get the color from my leg, fill in my arm, and then lock my back arm layer. So this is what I have so far before I start on the head. So I'm going to put the head layer right below the body. I'm going to zoom in on the head to work on that, on this layer. And there are lots of little lines on this layer, so it's really easy to make a gap. I'm going to turn off my body, and I'll go ahead and turn off the arms too so that they're not distracting. And then I'm just going to draw the lines that outline the head. In this case, I need to do the contour of the ear before I attach the point to it. When we get to the bottom, it's probably best to extend our line down a little bit farther than we normally would so that it can be underneath the shirt. We'll close that off at the bottom and go ahead and add in the lines for the rest of our face. On these ovals, having 4 points is the best to get them to come out right. Then we just need to go back and bend all of our lines to make everything look smooth. Again, take off the magnet if you need to match a spot that you want to get to. Add 1 point up here. Remember, if you ever have a color that is hard to see, you can double click your layer to go to the layer properties and change the outline color to something that's easier to see. Add 1 more line for his tongue. If our paint bucket is still on his skin color, we should be able to fill that in. Then I'm going to go to black for his eyes, nose, back eye, and the top part of his mouth. Then I'm going to get this pinkish color from the middle of his tongue to fill that in. Now if I go back to fit in window and I turn all my other layers back on, it should look pretty decent. Let me hide the picture so that it's not in the way. Go to our paint bucket, fill in our ear, and then this looks pretty decent. So if we're looking at him from the front, the farthest out would be his front arm, then his leg, then his body. So front leg, body, then his head. Then it's going to be the opposite order, so leg, then arm. So back leg, back arm. Once we have finished drawing him, we no longer need our picture layer, so we can delete that layer. We can save what we've done. We can go to our publish settings. In our website Animate folder, save that as character. Publish that file. Switch over to Dreamweaver. Refresh our file list. Find our character.html. Put that on the bottom of our list. Let's save what we have. Upload our Animate folder. Go check it on our website, and that looks pretty good.